Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. That's right, it's Friday. It is the end of my work week. I had tower work throughout the week again, getting really sick of that, and all week it was surprise tower work. I'd come in, I'd start working on the search I'm studying for, and then the boss would be like, oh, hey, by the way, you got to go out to this town. You guys got to hang up new 5-foot dishes and set up a cap stand and pull all this heavy shit up the tower, only 280 foot up, and then hang some stuff. And it sucked. All week has been shitty. And yesterday, surprise tower work again. Luckily, it was a fairly easy job in Elk City, Oklahoma. Got done with that. Came back. I was sitting here with the climber, and he's a guy we just hire out of Oklahoma City. He doesn't actually work for our company. We pay him per climb. So he looks at the boss and was like, so what are we climbing tomorrow? Because I know we got more tower work. And the owner of the company is like, well, we could do this, we could do this. And he looks over at me and goes, what do you think? And I looked at him and I was like, tomorrow's Friday. I ain't doing shit. I'm not going to a tower site. So if you plan on tower work, you're doing it without me. I'm keeping my ass in the office. I'm going to have a nice, easy Friday and get on with the weekend. We'll discuss tower work next week. And he was like, damn. Okay, to hell with it. So today we're just working on computers and cell phones and doing our basic job. It's going to be an easy day. So I'm happy. And I'm sorry I spent over a minute talking about this, but it makes me happy. Finally this week, I get a nice, easy day, even though it's the last day of the week. But let's talk about something I bought impulsively again. I'm getting good at this impulse shit. So I picked up this myarcade pole position racing game. And I know every time you guys see this monitor on here, know that most of the way through the video, I'm going to tilt the camera up and we're going to talk about something that's coming out. Guess what? Monitor's on. All right. So I picked up this pole position myarcade machine. Now, ever since I got into emulation, I've seen these myarcade little cabinets. Normally you see them with the D-pad and then the joystick, or the little ball joystick thing screwed into the top of it, so you can unscrew it and just use a D-pad or use that little thing. They've always just looked like the cheapest, most bullshit thing ever. Like, you guys remember the $10 cheap-ass handheld that I cut in half using a saw? They always reminded me of that. Well, somehow I ended up watching a video on myarcade and their new releases coming out for 2025 into 2026. And some of them look good. This one in particular they talked about. Turns out it was released not that far back. So I was kind of curious, is their quality better? But I can't say if the quality's better because this is the first one I've ever got. First one I ever used. Now, I like arcade cabinets, okay? I used to have 3 quarter scale arcade, the arcade 1-up cabinets. Used to have 3 of them in my house. Now I only got 1, thanks to our sponsor. Anyway, it's if you look at my older videos, you probably see it in the background. Ignore the firearm laying next to it, but it's a Mortal Kombat cabinet that has like Clax and all the other classic games on it. You can go online with it. That's my favorite cabinet, so I still have it. My other 2, which was a Pac-Man, Galaga, multi-cabinet, and Street Fighter 2, I cleaned those up and resold them. They were okay. Anyway, back to this. So I've always ignored myarcade, thought it was cheap. Well, I do a lot of shopping, as you guys know, on like Mercari, Etsy, eBay. Well, Mercari recently did a thing where if you posted 20 items for sale, you get $20 off of any purchase, $20 or more. So I posted random shit. I posted a bottle of water that was sitting on my counter for $850 and on and on. Just use your imagination. I dug through my phone library, picked old pictures of shit I don't even have, selling it for ridiculously high prices, putting on there, do not buy this. Posted 20 items, then took them all down. I got the $20 off thing and picked up a set of myarcade cabinets for unbelievably cheap, thanks to that. Okay, I probably spent $27 on top of the free 20, and I got 3 cabinets. I'm only going to show this one today. The other 2 are showing up shortly. I did get a different one last night, but it's one of the older ones, and I'll showcase that. Anyway, so I got this, kicked it on, and I am actually really impressed. Now, one of the cabinets showing up is the older model with the D-pad and the little joystick on top. And if you look at the outer box, you'll see him say like micro player, and then you have the D-pad and the joystick. And if it says like micro player pro, it's just the stick. Okay, I keep saying joystick. I can't think of the actual name right now. Is it joystick? I don't know. Is that what they call it? Whatever. So I watched a few videos on these, and a lot of people focus on the same thing. Is it the arcade ROM? Is it this, the Nintendo ROM they're using, the arcade ROM, or what kind of ROM are they using for it? And they nitpick that. If you're here for that, I don't give a shit what ROM they used. I don't care if it's the true as shit arcade ROM. I don't care if it's the Nintendo ROM. As long as it plays well, I don't give a shit. Okay? Means no difference to me. So let's kick this bad boy on. And, well, let's do a walk around first. So you got the steering wheel, which doesn't stop. It rotates all the way around. But there's tension there. It's not really loose. Like it has some tension. Then you got your low and high gear, brake pedal, gas, credit, start, home button. Just some rubber pads on the bottom. Then USB-C, brightness button, audio jack. Battery compartment takes 4 AA's. Yeah, 4 AA's. I'll probably spend more in batteries than I did on the thing itself. Your volume up and down, your power button, and that's about the walkthrough of it. So let's kick this bad boy on. I am very pleasantly surprised by this thing. It is awesome. I might have to adjust brightness for you guys and turn the volume down. I've never used the brightness button. There we go. That'll work. Ooh, it's dark. Okay, so you get pole position 1 and 2. Let's do pole position 1. So my goal now is to get a good amount of these myarcade cabinets and do a display of mini cabinets. I'm bad at this, by the way. I love the shifting, though. And the steering wheel is very, very nice. Like, it reacts very well. Oh, don't wreck. No. Damn it. I used to play one of these when I first moved to Oklahoma years and years ago. We would go to a laundromat, and I just stared at him while I hit him. And they had a racing game, and I can't remember if it was pole position or what. It feels like it was pole position because I remember the gas pedal and the shifter for high and low gear. Man, I used to sit there and play that as much as I could. The only other machine was Galaga, and I also played the hell out of that. And the sound's not bad. I'm just in the grass. The sound's not bad. Like I said, the steering wheel reacts very well. I'm out of time. As you can see, I've been playing it. Actually, I thought I had better score. I did last night. I beat my 29,000. Anyway, so sound is good. The screen, I mean, they're cheap screens, but it's really not bad. And the controls on this are very nice. I mean, the steering wheel, it's right there. I nudge it right, the car nudges right. I mean, it is on point. I like being able to get to about that 108 miles an hour and just slap that shifter down. Boom. It's fun. You know, it's that small thing like opening a clamshell and hearing that click, or like the slides where you like that. It's that kind of fun where you just, it feels nice. So my first take on myarcade, good job. I like this thing. I really do. It was worth, picking up for $1.57, I think, is what I paid for this one in particular. As I said, I bought 3 cabinets. I just did it like added them all into the cart, used the coupon, paid. I ended up paying like, I think it was 27 something. So yeah, absolutely amazing little cabinet here. I am definitely going to start a collection. Although it's starting to, I just noticed the stickers peeling up here for no reason. You might have to deal with small things like that. These are cheap cabinets. They're plastic. Anyway, so before I move on to what's on the screen, imagine, if you will, this cabinet running Top Gear Pocket and Pocket 2. That shit would be awesome. Have a cabinet like this, upgrading your car, you know what I mean? A little mini cabinet. I know it's like, well, just use a fucking handheld and a D-pad. Shut up. I like this shit. This shit's cool. Anyway, I've seen a lot of videos where people add different ROMs to shit like this. So I kind of want to see if I can do that. So like I said, I got a couple more cabinets showing up. I'm going to see if I can get one. And I've looked up videos, but it's few and far between, and most of the videos are misleading. But I want to try and get one and mess with it, and maybe I might have to buy a Raspberry Pi or something, but hook it up to where I can add a couple like Game Boy and Game Boy Color ROMs, you know what I mean? And just have a joystick and an A/B button and play my own fucking ROMs on a little mini cabinet and do my own graphics on the side and shit. Anyways, you guys know I'm a lazy person. I want to do that. These are pipe dreams. I ain't never going to do that shit. I might look into it and spend hours researching it, but I'll never actually pull the trigger on it because I'm lazy. So, myarcade pole position 1 and 2. Fucking awesome if you can pick one up cheap enough. I don't think it's worth the retail price, considering I'm into emulation. That's going to drive me fucking crazy. Anyway, I think it retails $50, $60 in that ballpark. I mean, you can pick up some Ambernick shit and yeah. But if you really want a mini cabinet collection like this, fucking do it. myarcade's not too bad. We'll see about the older ones when I get the rest of the cabinets. Alright guys, let's move on. So I was really excited about that cabinet. Me and my kids played on that cabinet, little pole position thing all night. And I'd be playing it, and my daughter would lean over and like downshift, and she'd like hit the steering wheel, and she's a brat. So let's talk about some bullshit. Alright, what do I have up first? This Helligally, but oh my god, can we get some normal fucking names for handhelds? The Not a Pal Kitty X55 is what we'll call this. The Not a Pal Kitty Action Pie. Launches July 5th. Let's see. Looks like the packs a punch for $60. What's in it? 4.02 inch 920 by 720 IPS all winter 527. So let's just throw some random shit in it and hopefully that'll entice you to buy it, which it doesn't. I mean, come on, let's be real. Handhelds like this, you're gonna max out Saturn, maybe Dreamcast, PlayStation 1, maybe some PSP. I mean, oh fuck guys, you could find, like, at this point, go back to like one of the rock chips, because we're gonna do the same shit here, and you could save some money, make your device cheaper if we're gonna keep regurgitating the same bullshit over and over. And I get the idea. If you make something or you have something to sell, somebody out there is gonna fucking spend money on it, all right? But at this point, all these random companies are just regurgitating the same shit. Let's just keep spitting out the same devices, and someone out there is going to be defending them. I don't care. I don't care how you feel about it. I don't care what your defense is, or, oh, people like different shit. Well, this type of shit already exists, okay? It already exists. It already fucking exists. Look, it exists. It does. In 2 different screen sizes, okay? That. Anyway, they have this coming out. It's not worth the $60 to me. I don't give a shit that the operating system is Batocera. I don't. Putting it next to pictures, you guys do you. I'm just being negative about it, I guess. But even the colors are like, Like, nothing really stands out here. You've done nothing to separate yourself from the competition. You have picked the same shit and spit it out. I hope you're not expecting this to be a bestseller. And I also get tired of, like, always saying, like, is this the new king of budget handhelds? Or. Dude, we've seriously stopped with the who's the king of budget? Is it still the R36S? Fuck no, it's whatever handheld you love. And right now, the 34XX is still reigning supreme in my book. And like, remember, I said in my book, I don't know about you or what you like. Some of you are like, but to me, you flip it so good and my hands didn't break. Well, it will, you jackass. Just wait. All right, let's move on because this is annoying. But anyway, this is going for like $60. I don't know about this chip. I can't think of any time I've used all-winner A527 or A whatever. The Mali G57 has been used 1,000 times, even though this one says MC12EE. Oh, fucking thanks for a serial number. 2 gigs of RAM. At least they didn't put like, you know, oh, it's DDR3, DDR4. They kept that kind of open-ended. That way, if you open it up and realize it's, you know, DDR2. No, I'm kidding. You know, whatever. Let's look at it this way. $60. Let's see. What does it say? If you want a larger 128 SD card, it'll only set you back $5 more. Keep in mind, it'll be an unbranded, blank-ass piece of shit that'll fell on you. But if you're trying to put together a ROM collection of your own, spend the extra $5, pull everything you can off that, and put it on a decent branded external. Keep a copy of it on your computer. But let's talk about the $60. You're still right here with like the X35H, which I'm sure you can get cheaper in other places. And this has a 3566 in it, 3.5-inch screen, 4:3 aspect ratio. This one came out of left field for Powkiddy. This is like one that they had already, like they already made it, but they were like, what do we do? It looks kind of like the Arcade 2023, but less stupid. And they're like, well, let's just save it for when we go a long period of time without releasing something. And then they're like, well, it's been like 8 months. Fuck it, X35H. Like, this thing came out in this weird time frame of people doing all kinds of other shit. Powkiddy was like, hey, can we put our name like at the bottom of the page so we're still relevant? Like, we just want someone to mention us. What if we give you $5? Will you say the name Powkiddy again? Like, this is that kind of handheld for them. But, you know, their quality's improved over the years, so it's not bad. So you could also spend $60 and get this shit instead of whatever the hell this is wanting to be. Let's see what else I pull up. All right, so also X55. This is older, but around its time frame, it was a good handheld. Like, it serves a good purpose. 5.5-inch screen, 1280 by 720. I know it's big lettering, and I'm reading it while you're reading it. So, you know, I get that narrator feel. Anyway, I'm sure you can get this AliExpress, places like that, for a little bit cheaper. But why wouldn't you? You know what I mean? This bullshit, untested, unknown. No. We don't want this. Not this. And look, I get that new companies have to be able to get in here and try to prove themselves, but this uninventive bullshit where you're like, let's see if people notice this is all, you know, looks a lot like Powkiddy devices. Well, I noticed, and I'm not going to sit here and be like, it could be amazing. I'm not even going to touch one, and it could be stupid, because it is. All right, let's jump to this bullshit. So, Kinhank releases the K56 Android handheld. The price is, I'm not kidding, that shit says $149. Okay? And you can go up 10 more bucks to get more games. Yay. I gave it to him. This blue and orange is neat. That's it. But that's not cool enough for $149. It's not. It is an Android handheld. Okay? 5.5-inch, 1280 by 720. This is looking familiar as shit. 300 nits of brightness. Type C. Guys, look, if you don't have to put Type-C, because if you're a handheld company and your device is coming out micro USB, anything micro USB in my book is already cheaper and considered trash. I don't know why. It's just my brain goes there that this is the type of shit you pick up at the dollar store and you're like, holy shit, micro USB is still a thing. Let's see. Yay, it vibrates. Hall joysticks. Everybody throws them. That's the new norm, okay? So that's not an advertising point. Anyway, you know Ken Hank, okay? They do the fake consoles that are pretty much just like a 2 terabyte Western Digital, or I guess, like, I think they did a 12, but let's just say for argument's sake, a 2 terabyte Western Digital fucking hard drive inside of a plastic case with a fan and some Bluetooth adapters. And they call it a console. All right. Now, typically, Ken Hank ROM sets, I get, are held as pretty good. They do complete ROM sets, all right? So, look, yeah, it just popped up 12 terabyte. That's the shit I was talking about. Anyway, so there's the argument that you could pick up some Ken Hank stuff and just have like a complete fucking ROM set. But to get like that 12 terabyte, you're spending some money, all right? Whereas if you know what you're doing, like this guy, you build your own ROM set and you didn't need to spend that money. I have 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte drives that are awesome, and it didn't cost me $400 or $500 for some fake PlayStation controllers and a Bluetooth adapter. Okay? And really, you can set these hard drives up to like launch RetroBat out the gate and just plug them into your computer. I mean, or go get a cheap like Dell Office style computer that could potentially run some PS2, set you up a drive that'll launch RetroBat out the gate, and you can put that shit in an arcade cabinet. You can put it on your TV stand bookshelf and turn it into a console. If you want, you can grab some spray paint and color it and call it whatever you want. You know, this is the Retro Legion 27 SGY. What does SGY mean? Who the fuck knows? But it sounds cool, and it makes that worth $5,000. So for $149, I get that it's Android. 6 gigs LPDDR4. God, I went off on some shit there, didn't I? I didn't realize I spent like 5 minutes just ranting about. Anyway, let's see. Okay, 12 or 6 gig DDR4. Yay! 5.5 inch LCD touchscreen. 128 UFS 2.0. Kicking it old school. Android 14. Wi-Fi, Bluetooth 2.4 5G. 802.11. Yeah, because this, I love this when they add this in, this 802.11 A, B, G, N, A, C. Oh my God, because the typical buyer looks at that and goes, wow, that must be some crazy shit. Not your typical Wi-Fi shit, guys. Let's see. High fidelity dual speakers, which means they're mediocre as fuck. Built-in Hall joysticks. Oh my God, thank God they're built in. Oh my God. Because if they were like not built in, if they were external, and I had like 2 little joysticks I had to figure out how to fucking use, that would just be a nightmare. But they're built in. Woo! Yes, you guys are breaking the fucking mold with built-in joysticks. They're built in. I love this. This is fucking stupid. So $149, you get some bullshit ass Android handheld from Ken Hank. The price is what's fucking this over, okay? Being an Android device, it's really hard to get an Android device for cheap, and they kind of shot themselves in the foot with this pricing. Do you see what I mean? Why the hell would you spend $149 on this bullshit when you can grab a Retro Pocket 4 Pro for the same price that has a Dimensity 1100 and smashes the shit out of this Ken Hank? 8 gigs LPDDR4 instead of 6. I mean, that right there. And not to mention the Dimensity 1100 in the motherfucker. So, and then if you jump over here, you can get it for $143. which I love every company that does it. It's actually $249.66, but we did 42% off. Who falls for that anymore? Who believes that this is ever going to be the real price on here? This 42% off will never go away. This will never be the real price. It'll always be a discount. I mean, when this shit gets normalized, like, we got to stop this. Just fucking put 143, okay? You don't have to try and, I mean, that is just aggravates the shit out of me. Anyway, so I watched a little bit about the K56. It's using this Unisoc US MS 9230S processor. Once again, just like going over to a box of random shit and pulling one out and going, hey, this hasn't been used. Let's see if people are dumb enough to buy it. And there are people that are dumb enough to buy it. And if you bought this and you're watching my video and I'm upsetting you by saying you're dumb enough to buy it, well, you're the idiot I'm talking about, so I'm not really going to apologize. You bought it, dumbass. Maybe get your money back and grab something tested. You know what I mean? Grab something that's better. And by the way, did they ever actually fucking release the D900 version of this? I don't remember ever actually seeing the D900 release. Maybe I'm tripping. You know what? Well, no, I've seen people with just a Retroid Pocket 4. Haven't I? Maybe not. Maybe I've only seen 4 Pro. Is the regular 4 a thing? Hold on. No, all of it says sold out. In stock, sold out, sold out, sold out, in stock. Somebody hit me up in the comments. Does the Retroid Pocket 4 exist? Did they ever release the Dimensity 900 version? Or did they say they're going to release it and only did the D1100? Let me know in the comments, because now I can't remember for the life of me if the regular one exists or not. Anyway, guys, let's wrap this shit up. So, overview. Fucking awesome. Stupid. Really stupid. Incredibly stupid. Horrifically stupid. Don't waste your money. Stop. I mean, this hits impulse buy range, but the fact that the name is just ridiculously stupid to me, and I'm getting tired of this, and maybe this is somebody's last name and they're the designer behind it, but come on, dude. If you got a last name like that, you need to pull up like a random name generator and fucking just go for it, because this is... And the sad part is, it's not like I'm going to remember this name because it's weird. Like, an hour from now, I won't be able to tell you the name of this. I'm going to be like, what the hell was the name? I know it was dumb. What the fuck was the name? It's not going to stick with me, so it's not even one of those names. But all this shit looks like a waste of money. I mean, honestly, in the last couple days, the ones I've showed you, go, oh my God, I don't want to say go pick up the Magic 040. But if you're going to waste money and pick up something new, I guess that would be the better one to go with. Even though it's designed to really play just one fucking system, whereas these will play multiple. At least they tried something different, right? I mean, maybe I got to give it to Magic for taking a shot in the dark here at this bullshit. Yeah, let's okay, give them a little more extra points from what I said yesterday. Okay, I still think it's dumb to market a handheld for just one thing and then put on there like all the other systems it'll emulate, knowing nobody wants to play PS1 on a fucking tiny little screen. I mean, you really should have just left it at, this is a drastic emulation device, or Melon DS or some shit, and stop there. But the more I see this random shit coming out, the better this is looking. Maybe I'll fucking try this. I don't know now. Damn, now I kind of want to try it just to see what, like, PSP is like on there. It's going to be terrible. Maybe later, guys. Maybe later I'll pick one of these up and see how dumb it is. Maybe I like it. I don't know. Shit can surprise you. But, you know, what I'm saying is, yesterday I kind of tore them apart, and I still stand by almost everything I said. No, let me correct that. I do stand by fucking everything I said. I'm going to add in, at least they tried something different. Okay? So, thank you for that. Thank you for trying something different. Even though it's dumb, but you tried. Whereas these other companies, like I said, same shit regurgitated for way too much money, just trying to get their 1% of that market share, even though we've bought every XX Anbernic device coming down the line, which covers all the bases of all this budget shit, and really leaves no room for people to spit out the same shit and make their money. Except for channels like mine or other people's that'll buy it to show you it. They buy it for content. I might buy some things for content, but other things, man, I take a hard stance on, and there ain't no way in shit you're ever going to see that happen. But I might try this. I might watch for a sell on this and then pick one up. If it drops under if I can get one under $70, I'll pick one up for the channel, guys. All right, let's end this video and the week right here, guys. So let's go over. I got a couple more things coming in. Like I said, I got some more myarcade shit coming in. Let's adjust and move the camera. Okay. I got some more myarcade shit coming in. We'll check those out going into next week. What else? I'm looking at some mod retro chromatic games that I found on Mercari for cheap. I have an offer pending. If they accept it, I'll have some new mod retro chromatic games to check out. What else? Oh, the RG slide. Guess what? It is made landfall in my country. It has hit the U.S. After 12 months in customs, it'll begin its long journey to my house. And after 9 grueling months with USPS expedited shipping, 9 months' time, it'll show up in the town I live in. It'll be denied delivery the first time because they'll say no one was home, even though someone's home. They just didn't feel like dropping it off. The second time, they'll say, like, my dog was outside. I don't have a dog. And the third time, it might get delivered, but they'll put it at my back door, which I don't use, and say it was delivered, and they won't let me know it's at the back door until I call them and say, what the hell? So, in a couple years, we'll be able to check out the slide. No, I'm kidding. All right, it's in the country. Hopefully, by the middle to end of next week, it hits. It's at my house, and we are going to check that thing out. So, recap. Some more myarcade shit. This is really pissing me off that this sticker is. Anyway, some more myarcade shit. Potentially some chromatic stuff. And RG slide coming next week. I also have a device that has been revived. And if I get a chance, I'm going to go pick it up. It has been brought back to life. It died on the same day my iNeo Pocket DMG died. And it was rough when that one died, because it died right after the DMG for some reason, like same day, which is super crushing when 2 expensive handhelds die on the same day for no fucking reason. Anyway, it has been revived. It is one of my older but long-time favorite handhelds, and I cannot wait to get it back and see everything that's going. It's not the Flip DS. That is still dead. I'm working with iNeo to get it repaired. All right, guys. Ending. I'm going to stop. You know me. I keep ranting. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know about the Retro Pocket 4 non-pro, the Dimensity 900 one, because I don't remember that being a thing. So somebody let me know if that ever really existed. Which right after this video, I'll look it up, find the answer for myself. But still, hit it up in the comments. Let me know what you think about the new bullshit coming out. Are you one of the people that are going to spend the money on it? If you are, or if you have it and you love it, that's cool. I'm happy you love it, or you're going to love it, or whatever. Doesn't matter if I think it's stupid if you love it, okay? Keep that in mind. All right, guys. Unless something super crazy happens, I will see you on Monday in the next episode.